Anime is in its golden era, with bangers coming out left and right, in a world full of Frieren and Frieren Season 2. There's a plethora of them to spend your time with. Well, what if you wanted to do the opposite? What if you wanted to waste your time? Instead of watching the 9.3 out of 10 star rated Frieren, you could watch the 1.9 out of 10 star rated Skelter Heaven, the worst rated anime on MyAnimeList. You've never heard a better idea, right? Well, join me as I dive into a pile of shit and explore the world of the worst rated anime. Skelter Heaven is set in a world parallel to our own. We quickly find out where the differences lie, however. A newsman on a stray TV warns the general public about a massive entity in the sky. Thankfully, in this universe, 5 half-naked girls who pilot mech suits are here to save the day. Rin, Misaki, Midori, Konomi, and Ayaka are all led by their captain, Otsuya. Despite Misaki being the strongest and most proven pilot, Otsuya chooses Rin to spearhead the mission. Whereas his judgment might be fogged by his feelings for Rin, he claims against such and instead states that Misaki is a loose cannon, yet Rin will follow orders. As the team launches into battle, they quickly realize they are being overwhelmed. In what appears to be a complete lack of a plan, they all kinda just get smacked out of the air. With a few very poorly timed and cut flashbacks, we learn more lore about this universe. The first of those being that the 5 main girls are synthetic humanoids. Despite looking human, they're not, and have the potential to surpass humans when it comes to intelligence level. This doesn't really do anything except explain why the 5 main pilots are high school age looking girls, but it just brings up the question of why make them look like that in the first place. In another flashback, we learn more about Rin's feelings for Otsuya and her willingness to follow orders. Cutting back to the battle, we see Otsuya attempt to sacrifice himself to defeat the monster by piercing it with his ship. Due to her feelings for him, however, Rin steps in and sacrifices herself, saving Otsuya. Rin somehow goes inside the creature and speaks with it through this ball of light. The creature seems to want to end humanity due to their constant cycle of destruction. Rin argues that that's only one part of humanity and says she needs to defeat it, not for the sake of mankind, but just for Otsuya because she loves him. Cutting back to the real world, we see Rin's ship destroyed and she's presumed dead. Cut to 1 year later, and we can only assume everyone else is going to be dead because there's 8 more giant squid creatures that appear in the sky, with the same news broadcast letting us know so. Now, albeit a bit silly, that anime doesn't sound horrible, right? I mean, maybe not good, but no way it's the worst of all time, right? Well, let's break it down and figure out where this anime is lacking. First off, let's look at the story. Now I'll start by mentioning the big Evangeliphant in the room. This story is an obvious rip on Neon Genesis Evangelion. Young humanoid people piloting mechs in order to fight off otherworldly beings? Yeah. But hey, you know what they say, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. The writing here is also very obviously rushed. There are 5 of those mech girls, yet only 2 of them get the slightest chance to show off their personality. No character is fleshed out. We don't know why Rin is so in love with Otsuya that she's willing to give up her life for him, yet wasn't willing to do it for humanity as a whole. Neither character expresses how they feel before this fight, so it's not like they're currently in a relationship or even know the other person reciprocates their feelings for each other. We don't know if Misaki is actually a loose cannon, or if Otsuya actually just picks Rin for the job because he's in love with her. She has a line saying she'll prove herself in this battle, yet proceeds to do basically nothing. The director of the Fight Force, or whatever it's called, seems evil and he acts weird, but nothing comes of it. There's so many more inconsistencies and plot holes and things that go unexplained, yet it's somewhat forgivable. You see, this whole OVA is only around 20 minutes long. It's almost impossible to establish characters and backgrounds, relationships, personalities, exposition, conflicts, solutions, and everything in between in that time. And at least Heaven Skelter attempts to do so. It's got enough different concepts from Evangelion that it can't just copy those solutions, as if you could even try recreating that. I just think it would have been best if some of these concepts were left on the writing room floor, or probably this guy's basement where he wrote it, in order to flesh out some of the concepts that were already pre-established. But I can kind of see the vision if I squint a lot a bit. This feels more like a pilot for a whole series that needs to be fleshed out with multiple episodes. Now onto the art style. Another major pain point of this anime is its art style. This anime has a very off-putting style of 2D animation and 3D animation mixed together. This OVA was made in 2004, so I bet it wouldn't have been too much better even with a larger budget, given the technology of the time. Now, the squid creature itself honestly isn't too bad, but the mechs are where the problem really persists, as you can see. 3D aside, the 2D animation honestly isn't too bad. If there was no 3D animation, with just the 2D, this anime could pass as just underwhelming looking. Again, it's just that the 3D takes it down a few pegs. Next, I want to talk about the overall sound design of this OVA. This means the voice acting, music, and sound effects. The voice acting is actually pretty good, but it's not mixed well at all, meaning the voices don't fit alongside all the other noises. Similar to the kid from your high school who wanted to be a SoundCloud rapper, it kind of just sounds like the characters are speaking over a pre-recorded world that they're not a part of. This is painfully apparent when the characters scream. There's one scene around 10 minutes and 50 seconds in which Rin is told to follow orders after thinking her friends just got blown up, and she kinda just puts her head down and screams, and it's so jarring. When it comes to sound effects and music, they're fine, it still just kinda deals with the same problem of poor mixing. There are very many abrupt cuts and off-putting music switches that really do not help this anime with transitions. Now when I watched through this OVA, I took notes. So I wanted to throw out the rest here that didn't fit with the previous 3 categories. First off, this anime has a full intro and outro, both of which are pretty good. That makes me think maybe the anime had a bigger budget than I originally thought, but I won't ponder on that idea for the sake of my opinion. Next, for the fact that the entire thing is just under 19 minutes, intro and outro included, they waste the first minute and a half on just weird sound effects and landscape shots. For an anime that already struggles with fitting all of its stories in one piece, this was not necessary. Also, why are these mechs so exposing? Like, these girls have almost their entire bodies exposed. It's not like these humanoids have any physical advantages over humans mentioned, other than being smarter when they're older, but they clearly aren't smart enough to understand that their most vital points, their entire bodies, are out and exposed. Wait, actually don't worry guys, their forearms and shins are covered, so they'll be all safe. The battle outfits themselves are just as bad. They wear helmets that have less protection than the guy flying the damn fighter jet. Now I know it's done for fan service and enticing thumbnails, but like, come on. On a brighter note, I like how the monster things looked. I mean, it's basically just a squid, but it could be a lot worse, and it's even the best part of the 3D animation. Skelter Heaven is the worst rated anime on MyAnimeList with a 1.89 out of 10 stars given by 29,000 users. In fact, it's the only anime that has under a 2 out of 10. Is it deserving of that ranking? Is it truly the worst anime of all time? Well, no. It's really not even close. Of course it's pretty trash, but I can honestly say I was never bored watching it, which is really all you can ask of an anime. I'm very bad at sitting through shows and movies I don't like, and still not that great at sitting through things I do like. Given it's only a 20-minute runtime, after the intro things are happening the whole time, and there's no part that drags on. Even though some of the enjoyment comes from how bad it is, there is way worse and egregious slop out there. I personally rated it a 4 out of 10. Now, I know you all are thinking, where can I watch this masterpiece? I have to get my hands on the best piece of media from the 21st century. Well, some great news for you Skelter Heaven fans. It's right here for you on YouTube. I'll even put a link in the description for you. Go give it a watch and then come back here and comment your own opinion on it. Should others watch it? Was it as bad as it's made out to be? Should other people give it a try? Hey, and while you're down there, it's the perfect opportunity to subscribe. Leave a like as well. There are a lot more poorly rated animes out there, so let me know if I should make a video on those. Thank you again for watching.